Hello, armored up tubers, like a real Ankylo. Welcome back to Let's Play Xenonauts X Division with me, BlueAnkylo. Last episode, the B team on the Bollywood. They captured that engineer, and now it's time to probe or interrogate him. There's lots of other things our engineers could do right now. You know, Goss and everything. We definitely want to get the Goss tech going, no doubt about it. But just like all the aircraft guns that we put on hold, sometimes you just got to prioritize one thing. And for me, that's the engineer. Because the engineer is going to unlock a whole bunch of stuff. Even as it says here, we believe we can learn a lot of useful information relating to nearly all aspects of their technologies. This is the bottleneck, and now we have it. I would recommend catching him earlier on in Phase 3 if you're playing along. We did also catch a carrier operator. It's possible he'll lead to a data hack, but I'd say very low chances. I think we already got one data hack from a base operator and one data hack from the leader. I'm pretty sure the final size and data hack of this tier will be from the terror ships, but who knows? Maybe we'll somehow get it from him. For now, though, research. Oh, also, you know, engineering. Speaking of engineering, B team. Well, let's let them finish their big projects, but they have some other things they can do, like because they did a Sizen mission. Heavy stun grenades are back on the menu. And I can strongly vouch for these heavy stun rockets. That was good. A-Team is out of things to do. This is why A-Team probably should have gone and done a mission. But I didn't. So they're going to be just kind of waiting until... unless I've missed something for deconstruction, which is possible. Unfortunately, there's like a million different things that we could have missed. Well, stuff like that doesn't matter much, but... I don't know what else I'd want to specifically deconstruct with them right now. If there's anything we would build... I think A-Team has built... I just want to double check. I think A-Team has... They've actually got a fair number of Electron rifles. They needed like one more for everyone to have an Electron rifle. And... they have constructed their first Mark III pulse minigun, couple pulse rifles, couple pulse heavies, couple pulse snipers. They've got a pretty good set of gear ready to go. Let's just see if we engineer something, you know, build some new engineering. Research something and then we can engineer it. Whatever. Look, words. I'm no wordsmith. Alright, let's get those Electron rifles. Alright. Alien Singularity Core. The power source that underpins the entire extraterrestrial empire. A naked singularity captured in a delicate particle field. Sounds pretty awesome. Basically, infinite energy. Pretty neat. Just a black hole. The solution to every power consumption issue we've ever had. Alenium reactors are pretty cool, but this is even more ridiculous. Limitless source of power, and kind of makes you wonder why the aliens came to Earth if they've got unlimited energy. We probably need the engineer to get much more out of that. We've got some engineers, though, freed up. Oh... I'd like to get the Electron tech too while we're looking at things. While we're wishing. To be fair, I still think we should have somebody giving us the Goss tech, just so it keeps progressing. And then we can build them basically, because some of our engineers are going to run out of things to do, and it might take a little while to get the engineer tech going. We'll see. Well, not too long to interrogate him. Oh boy, let's see what we get. Hyperdrive technology, we saw that. Alien Singularity Core, we got that. Fusion reactors. I don't think we've done it yet, but we're ready. Disassemble reactors. That's the tier 2 reactor. We don't need to worry about that as much. Improvements to Predator armor. Improvement to Buzzard armor. Improvements to hover tanks, or a hover tank. An advanced heavy tank, in case you have everything else. And also a civilian engineer. And Electron if we didn't have it. That's a few nice things. Oh, just a couple nice things. Direwolf, Sentinel, Ripper, Base. No vehicles. I don't care. Vehicles are good and all, but like, give me all this stuff right now. What do you think's most important? Ripper armor, I think, is the Predator upgrade. Predators are already pretty good. Wolf armor is really old. Direwolf should be a straight upgrade. Sentinel is also pretty darn awesome. They're all really neat looking. There's also the base upgrade. Maybe we should do this first. I kind of think the base upgrade will speed up things in the long run. Because it increases our research and manufacturing efficiency. So maybe we prioritize the base upgrade. We'll keep researching stuff. And I definitely want to... Like, I want this armor. But... yeah. I don't know. The Goss rifle won't take very long. Let's put the Electron stuff on hold. Let's see, how hard is it to research? 20 is enough to give us excellent. That's good enough for me. Basically, we'll go, we'll do them all at the same time. Once the Goss rifle's done, we'll pick up the last armor. We'll do them all in parallel. But I think we'll invest most of our energy, our researchers on the base upgrade. I think it's a passive upgrade once it's done. I think. Just in time, though, B teams finished up the main bulk of their production. Speaking of Goss rifle, we'll look at all the Goss tech once we're done researching all the Mark IIs. There is quite a few of them, so we'll talk about them all together once it's ready. But we're putting that on hold temporarily. Although we could, you know, we could build a couple. I would be surprised if I didn't want them at some point. So probably 2 Goss rifles for now, just to give us some options with ballistic damage. I have not even looked at them, but, you know, it's our first Goss tech. You probably want a little bit of that, right? So, we didn't actually fight one, technically, but it must have died in the crash, and we got the wreckage for it anyway. But it's just a tier 3 cyber disc. Incendiary, so flamethrower is really good. Kinetic, pretty good. Energy, okay. Chemical, nothing. And of course, we can disassemble it for a bunch of fiber. Come on, baby. Gimme that armor. Oh, we just did a carrier data core. So our first carrier data core has given us a lot of... Well, we didn't get them, but we know in the future they do give you a ton of resources. So if you can shoot them down and clear them, they're pretty darn good for engines. Not good on weapons, but really good on engines. Can you capture a cyber disk? No. Thankfully, we don't have to worry about that. They explode when you kill them with basically, if they're robotic, stun damage deals EMP damage. It's the same damage type. So, and for robots, EMP damage just blows them up rather than capturing them. Well, we got some Goss rifles. Surely soon enough we'll get something else to build. Any second now. Should have researched more Goss tech just so I could keep pumping something out. We're just wasting engineer minutes. Come on, guys. Scientists. It's base upgrade. Having covered our scientific exploits in unlocking the secrets of alien bases in my last report, this covers the resulting improvements to our own facilities. The greatest improvements being laboratories and workshops. Both structures can now work 50% more efficiently and host 25 instead of 20. So that should speed things up. That's pretty good. Our new computers, whatever, blah blah blah, lots of site technobabble. We've got new kitchens. Someone was asking about the rec rooms and stuff. We've got laser-powered stoves. We've got a recreational area with holographic entertainment. We've got, that's, you know, super popular. We made some new showers though that used alien gel sacks to clean people, but those weren't so popular. So we just have normal showers for now. And of course, an internetwork. An intern network. Maybe, I don't know, internetwork or it's just built off the interns doing it. Anyway, he's got some cool new stuff, and the base is upgraded, guys. It's all sci-fi now. Where's my screen? There we go. Everything's all blue. I'm pretty happy. Oh, I noticed last time too. Our batteries have upgraded from plasma to mag. Mag does a lot of damage, it looks like. 11,000 is more than 2,000. So, that's kind of neat. Assuming that's actually the damage, I don't even know. So yeah, nice cool looking base. And researchers are faster. Plus, we can hire more. Right, in places that have... We'll get there in a second. In places that have a lab, you can now research fast. You can have more researchers. But the engineers... He's got a cool hat, and we can now, assuming we have the living space for it, it's an extra 5 per workshop. So we had the living space, so now we'll have 75 engineers instead of 60, as well as them being faster. As long as we've got the money, and we've got lots of money. So yeah, very sci-fi. I don't know if this room got upgraded. I think it did, a little bit. This guy's got a cooler arm, I think. And what else we got? This room looks maybe the same. This room's probably the same. That's definitely the same. Still, you know, take what I can get, right? So, like I said, the main thing is to get these new engineers hired up as quick as we can. I know our engineers are not very busy at this exact second, but things take a long time to build, and this will help. And I see no reason not to upgrade our scientists. We'll be at... Lyrics. We'll be at 50 scientists per base, which means instead of 120, we'll have 150. And it's possible that for Phase 4, I will try to get more labs. Because we could certainly get rid of a couple of these meg batteries and build an extra lab. We could have, you know, groups of 3 if we wanted. Although we might need another living space for that. I forget. What are we at? Yeah. Basically 2 labs per living space. So you kind of want to keep them in setting groups of 2, basically. 1 living space for 2 labs, or 1 living space for 2 workshops. You know, 25, 25, 50. Alright. We do need to replace the research, though. I think, as much as, you know, there's a lot of things to research, let's pour some more scientists into this armor. We'll get to the Goss Tech as soon as we have the armor. Come on, armor. Here we go. Direwolf. Let's see. Is it worth it? It's the upgrade to Wolf. It's Direwolf. I think you'll be pleased. So it's got cool alien alloys and Andron computers, so they can aim faster and better. And, oh, and everyone is mad about the color. Yes, don't worry, chat. It's very pink, and if you don't like it, the researcher already knows. So what does this mainly give us? 25 accuracy, 30 reflexes, minus 15 TUs, but minus 20% TU cost. So, compared to Wolf, it's got much more accuracy, well, more accuracy, a lot more reflexes, still minus 5 TUs, so it's still not the best scout armor, but the percentage of TU reduction is even better. So, real nice for anyone that shoots. or reaction fires. And you can shoot a lot. So it's a great combo with pulse armor. You can fire pulse weapons so much. The vision, 18 and 100 might be similar. Slightly less view cone than the wolf. And no night vision bonus. To the fire breath, unfortunately not. It has more psionic defense, but not amazing. It is kind of expensive, but that's fine. And then if we look at the actual numbers for defense, it's actually not a huge defensive upgrade, sadly. It's only 5 more kinetic. It is a huge upgrade on energy. So, a little bit more kinetic, but a lot more energy protection. And still only plus 10 incendiary and chemical. So sadly, civilians and toxic weapons and blood weapons will still kill you dead. It's a little bit more specialized. It's really good for snipers and riflemen that don't run around a lot. Long range, it's clearly good long range reaction weapon. Or armor. So now that that's done, we'll probably get the next two pretty quick. Let's queue up a couple more things. Let's get that Electron tech going. And then the next engineer batch will go back to Goss tech. So, I don't know how many I want exactly. We'll start with 4 per base, and then we'll figure it out from there. We have enough resources to build quite a few. And we can even build them pretty darn fast now. It is nice to have super speed engineers. Oh, Elenium. The C team always running out of Elenium. We might be getting a little bit low on that, to be honest. Poor C team. Or did I move it over last live stream and then forget to save it? That might have been what I did. Elenium. Oh yeah, we've got lots. I did mean to send some over. I think I just forgot because I did it after the stream was over. How is tier 2 doing? They've got some, but yeah, we've actually got a good supply of Elenium for now. We don't want to waste it, but we've got a decent amount. If you get werewolf armor, no werewolf armor around. There is an armor that's better than... There's one more wolf armor. We've only seen wolf and direwolf. There is a 3rd tier. I don't want to spoil it, but it's even wolfier. We're getting a lot of Link's Awakening music tonight. I kind of like it. Oops. Not 40, just 4. Okay, now this armor looks pretty darn cool, right? Right? The Ripper armor. The improvement to the unimprovable. It's the 2nd generation Predator armor. The Ripper personal heavy weapons platform is, well, it's pretty good. This is what I was hoping for my upgrade. Like, the direwolf is good, but we need soldiers that don't die, and direwolf doesn't protect you all that well. At least not in tier 3. But this is basically just straight upgrading the Predator armor. It's still heavy tier. It still has a bad vision compared to Predator armor. It's got a little bit better view cone, but not significantly better. Let's see, what else does it say? Same weapons as a Predator, so only heavy weapons, no single-handed, no shields. Can still use all the heavy machine gun, minigun, flamethrowers that we love. And we can use them after moving without losing accuracy, which is very important. And you get tons of strength, and a little bit of accuracy, a lot of bravery, a nice amount of HP, less reflexes, but I think the penalty is smaller. And it has a lot of psionic protection. Let's just compare the stats here. So originally it was no accuracy change, 30 bravery, 20 health, minus 35 reflexes. Ripper armor, 5 extra accuracy, 40 bravery, 30 health, and only minus 25 to reflexes. So it's way, way, way better. Like, this is... And, like, okay, I know, everyone's looking over here. Whoo, whoo, whoo. Not only is it way better, 90, 70, 55, 45, still sometimes dying to fire and chemical. Not so much anymore. Chemical's still the weakest link, but 65 is a lot better. 125 and 110 means, like, I'm not going to say immune, but very nearly immune to kinetic and energy without a lot of armor shredding. And 85 fire is pretty high, and 65 chem is good as we can do for now. So, I mean, thank you. Thank you very much. I'll take 4 of those as well. Let's see if we can even build them. Ripper. We're going to chew through a lot. We're going to run out of Elenium. So, we're definitely running out of Elenium now. But, we'll need to just gear up 1 or 2 squads, and then we'll be able to get more Elenium. This is why we could have... This is probably a good reason to farm up more ahead of... In Tier 2, we could have built... We could have prepared more. I'm actually going to stop at 2. I think the Ripper is such an important upgrade. I want to build as many of them as we can afford. 2 is good for the snipers, for Direwolf. But there's going to be another armor for not snipers. And the Ripper armor is just so good. Yeah. Changed my mind. 2 Direwolf for now. We'll see how many we can afford. Speaking of more upgrades, Goss Shotgun. And let's see. Let's get that carrier operator interrogated while we're working through. Advanced Electron Tech. Yep. Good. I don't know what's the most important thing right now. There's a ton of stuff. Definitely not aircraft weapons, that's for sure. Oh, you know, these things might unlock some vehicles. Let's get the Goss Tech first. It won't take very long. And then we can decide what we want to build for weapons. I'm a little bit worried we're going to run out of Elenium, so we might not be able to afford to build any new vehicles for a little while. And the Ripper armor probably takes priority. And other armor. 36 alloys. Uh-oh. We should have tons of alloys though. Yeah. How would you like a nice little alloy top up? And the final set of armor. Sentinel. The Sentinel Scout Battlesuit. It's a mix of Buzzard and Predator. So this is our first, what I would consider good flying armor. The downside is, it does make shooting harder. Plus 10% time units to shoot, or do things. But you get plus 15 bonus time units, so that helps. And it's got very good vision, with a good range, and a plus 6 at night. So this is our first sort of good at night scout armor. This is like the proper scout armor. We haven't had good scout armor since Tier 1. Fox was okay. This is the first one that gives us more TU. Like, Tier 2 should have had something like this. Not as good, obviously, but anyway. Yeah. Yeah. We want a couple of these. Armor-wise, like, it's not going to hold up to the Ripper. You know, it's not going to be as strong as that. But it's better than the Direwolf, except against energy, but that's fine. And it's way... It's at the break point where it's survivable against fire and chemical. It's not a guarantee, but minus 50 should keep them alive from 1 or 2 hits, unless it's a really strong hit. And then that's pretty good armor. Not the most tanky, but tanky enough. And really good vision. But how many can we actually afford to build? Yeah. 40 more researchers. Let's finish up the Goss tech for now, and then we'll branch out again. We'll actually blitz through this stuff pretty quick at this point. You know, I never assigned my engineers because I'm a big fat dummy. Sentinel doesn't use any Elenium. Oh, so good. We'll start with 2. I don't know how many I'm going to make for sure, but at least 2. I didn't even... Chat, why didn't you guys warn me? Blue, you queued up your Ripper, but you didn't actually assign the engineers. Only C-Team was even doing it. They're waiting for their alloys. The alloys are on the way. There you go. So that'll keep the Rippers being constructed. I sent them like 150. Times 4. It might be enough. It's going to be close. Goss Miniguns. I mean, I like those pulse miniguns a lot, but we'll see. So that's all my Goss weapons. Let's continue with Electron weapons. Lulled into relax. You just fell asleep listening to my amazing voice. Just talking about tech. Oh, no, we ran out of time. No, I needed a few more days. I forgot to build my Ripper armor game. We might not do any missions this wave, to be honest. I'm just saying, to be fair, we need the Elenium, I know, but we're so close to upgrading all of our armor. It's a bomber carrier. We don't even... Well, we need a bomber operator at some point, but... Let's see if there's anything I want to do. Alright, let's shoot them all down. You know, at some point we need to build better aircraft for... Because even if our aircraft are good enough right now, we'll need better aircraft for Tier 4 no matter what, so... We're going to need to get rid of these Foxtrots at some point. Okay, missile corvettes are pretty easy. We can send some Foxtrots after them. The bomber carrier needs Lotus, though. Let's see. Cruisers are pretty easy to shoot down. Let's send just Lancers, I guess. Missile corvettes are also pretty easy to shoot down, but we'll send the Lotus because they're close. Probably before I upgrade my planes, I want to upgrade their torpedoes and weapon systems to Tier 3. Which we haven't done yet. I don't know if South Africa will get here in time, but just launch all jets. Alright. I don't really want to do these right now. I know we can do it manually, but I just want to get back to researching. I don't want to be too lazy, but we've shown off how to win most of these missions without too much air trouble. If you were playing without the easy air game, it might be more hard to balance, but for the moment, we know that we can take out a bomber carrier with 2 Lotuses with no damage. So that's nothing unusual, right? And they've got lots of spare ammo, so you can just take that out too. We have Lotuses. Whoever gets there first can take it down. Cruiser, again, shouldn't cause any problems. Oh my. Well, I guess cruisers we need to actually do manually if we send in Lancers, because that's not what I would have expected. Because we could have done that pretty safely myself. It's kind of nice to learn how the auto-resolve works anyway, so... Rides hasn't been... No, he shows up every now and then. Just doesn't stay around too long. So, we got ourselves potentially 5 missions. I don't know. We'll see here. Carrier operator. Any data hacks? No, I didn't really think so. Let's get the other electron, the last electron weapon. So... busy with work, yeah, that's how it goes. We're not doing these ones. I hate skipping all these missions. It hurts me. But they're just going to be so much safer once we've got our armor built. And we have enough materials to build most of the armor. So we just need a few more days to build the armor. We'll have a decent supply of weapons and armor for the next wave. It puts us closer to the next terror mission, I know, but I think this is still the right decision. I'm not, like, throwing or anything. I'm really saying I honestly think the safest play is to wait a little bit longer and then do the missions with... do more missions with all the good armor. We'll look at the new electron weapons. Oh, I should do the Goss tech now, actually. Oh, no, we're not done. So, as soon as the Goss tech is done. I want to get started on the fusion reactor, though. Should have started that a little earlier, to be totally honest. A lot of things are locked behind fusion reactors. Okay, so they ran out of Elenium at base 3. How close are we at to finishing? They've got 3 done, I think. Or maybe only 2? Well, we can send them 4 Elenium at least. Like I said, we're probably going to run out, or get very nearly to running out. But once we've got our basic set of armor, then we'll have a better idea of just how much more we want to farm up. Let's send them... well, let's send them 20. How much has base 2 got? I know everybody's going to be burning through the stocks pretty quick right now. Decent for now. Goss tech. Let's throw the extra scientists into fusion tech, because this one is a slower research. So we want to pump that up a little bit. Goss tech. Is that all Mark II Goss? I think. Yeah. And while we're waiting for fusion tech, let's queue up some of the EMP consumables. We'll definitely want to build some of these. Although, again, they probably cost Elenium, so, you know. Let's have a look at our Goss technology, though, before I forget. So, Tier 2 Goss. I don't know very much about Goss weapons, because the last time I played, I only really built Pulse, and it was really good. So, I'm not sure how this fits into the grand strategy. The pistol. Unlike the Mag tech, where Mag weapons all had that burst fire, no burst fire on the pistol. Just 75 kinetic. I mean, that hits pretty hard for a pistol. 12 range, 10 ammo, cheap reload. It looks just like a vanilla pistol that does more damage, right? We've gone from 25 damage to 75, but otherwise it hasn't changed very much. Triple the damage of a Division 1, or like a vanilla one, but otherwise, like, when would we want that instead of something like a Pulse Pistol? The Pulse Pistol only does 45 energy damage, but 30 mitigation. Harder to reload. A ton of ammo, though, so you don't need to reload it anyway. And it shoots faster, 13% instead of, I mean, 17%. It's not much different, but still, it's cheaper to shoot the Pulse by a fair amount. I'm not sure where this fits in. I guess against, you know, enemies that are weak to kinetic, it's better, but overall, I don't see anything special about it. We have an SMG. It definitely hits a lot harder than the old Division SMG, with 43 damage and an 8 burst. It even ignores a little bit of armor. I think this would work pretty well against Reapers. This is probably enough damage to kill a lot of Reapers. Because we had some success with the Division SMGs. And this was 22 damage times 8. So if this is double that, maybe we should try to build some. I think what I'll do, at least for now, is we'll queue up one per base, because I think we can afford them. Like, we have a lot of ballistic cores. So we'll queue up one per shield guy for... Actually... Well, let's queue up two. The resources are pretty cheap. We can build them. That'll give us some options on civilian maps, because the civilian maps are some of the most dangerous. And I think the SMG is the preferred shield plus a one-handed weapon, if I'm going to pick something. It's either the SMG or the pulse pistol. Because we're not going to be able to afford antimatter pistols very often. Or, it's just not going to happen. So we'll at least queue up some SMGs. I'll probably queue up some shotguns as well, because I like the laser shotgun. Or I like snipers with laser rifles and also a close-range shotgun. That's been our strategy in the past. So, SMG, hopefully good. I did queue up 2 rifles, just automatically. Unfortunately, the tier 2 only has a triple shot. Like, the pulse rifle tier 2 has a quad shot, the 4. I think these hit higher per hit, but it also costs a lot more time units to shoot. So unless you're playing against something that's very strong against energy and very weak against kinetic, I kind of think the pulse rifle will win most of the time. Sure, 85 damage sounds good at 3 shots. But that's 85 times 6, basically, per turn. Versus, which one is it? The little guy? This is 50 damage times... Well, probably 12, realistically. You should be able to fire it 3 times with wolf armor. 50 times 12 instead of 85 times 6. And more things are weak to energy than kinetic. Plus it has more mitigation and better accuracy and range, I think. 18 range. Might be equal. Actually, the Goss does have slightly longer range. But less accuracy. Accuracy does help. Anyway, I built a couple. We'll test them out. Goss shotgun. Like standard shotguns, they don't do the carbine effect of multi-shots. We did like the mag shotguns that did the 3 burst fire, I found. But this does not do that. On the other hand, I generally dislike the laser carbines that do, you know, you can only fire them twice, really, and then you have to reload them. So it's hard to say which one of those is better. We do have the Mark III unlocked, so maybe it's worth getting the Mark III rather than the Mark II shotgun, but maybe I'll just queue up a couple of these. Sniper. I don't think I'm going to build this one. 190 kinetic is good. Long range is good, but it's only got 6 ammo, kind of standard ammo, and it does require normal time units to fire. If anyone can think of a really good reason to use that instead of the very easy to fire multiple times pulse one, I don't know. The pulse is so much more accurate and long range. And so much easier to fire over and over and over. We'll be able to do 2 aimed shots with this, easily. I don't know. I'm having a hard time seeing where Goss really fits in right now. We've got the Goss Heavy. This is more like the machine gun. I've never been a huge fan of the heavy machine gun. I guess... Now, when would we use this instead of a minigun, though, right? Like, I don't know. I did build a couple pulse heavies, so I got 1 heavy weapon, but I don't think I'm going to have 2 different types right now. And then the last one would be the Goss Minigun. It doesn't do very many shots, though. Only 24 shots. They hit a little bit harder, but if you do the math right, 24 shots times, at best, 43 damage each. That sounds like it's going to come out to be around 900 to me on a quick guess. Does that sound about right? Maybe closer to 1,000? Let's say 1,000. Doesn't the pulse minigun do like 2,000? Yeah, 50 times 2 times 20. That's 2,000. So like the pulse minigun is twice as good. And you can fire it 12 times. So why would I want... I mean, this is only Mark II. Maybe it gets better. The snipers are going to have... snipers are definitely going to have the wolf, the dire wolf. 100% dire wolf. That's what... The dire wolf is meant for snipers, basically. So they'll get a... Was it minus 20% TU cost? It just stacks with the pulse so well. That's a lot of the reason why I like it. I don't think the minigun, the Goss miniguns... It's also kinetic damage, which is generally the weaker. 20 range, is it like... You can fire it 5 times instead of 12 times? Like, 5 shots isn't that impressive. I don't know, man. Goss tech, it's leaving a little to be desired. I'm gonna build a couple shotguns, because I do like shotguns on the snipers. And the SMGs seem to have some promise. But other than maybe rifle, shotgun, SMG, I don't know if there's a... Like, I don't know. We need to do more testing, for sure. I'm just not feeling it, unfortunately. I feel the pulse tech. I don't feel the Goss tech. And it's too bad, because Goss is a very cool, like, technology idea. Anyway, without wasting too much more time, just queue up a couple and we'll see what we get. Is the research still going, though? The answer is yes. Alright, I think this is the last Electron weapon. So we might as well have a quick review of Electron tech. Sure, a little bit for explosives. So we've already seen the Electron pistols and rifles. We've built the rifles at least. I didn't think the pistols were going to be that effective, but it sort of comes down to, do you want the shotgun, the high TU cost one shot, or do you want the low TU cost multi-shot? And it might be better, if I'm thinking shield guys, if they're going to wear the flying sentinel armor, which means you have to drop your shield or put it in your backpack. Sentinel adds time units to your firing, which means maybe a high expensive shot is not really very good in a Sentinel. Like, I don't know how the math works 100%, obviously. Sometimes the math is a bit weirdly represented. But plus 10% to TU requirements, in theory, to me, sounds like the 65% is going to go up to plus 10%. So 72%, depending on how it rounds. But 72% is a lot. And you're going to have 150 time units with the Sentinel armor, because it's 100... At max stats, it's 100 plus 15 from the armor. So 72% of 115 is, I don't know, getting close to 80 or so. 80 time units to shoot means they can barely move and fire it. So I kind of think the shotgun might not be the best combo for the flying armor. Now, the problem is, if you're carrying a shield, you can put a shield in your backpack, but you can't really carry any other weapons. You can't carry backup two-handed weapon. Well, you could have one two-handed weapon in your backpack and switch it out, but it's kind of tricky. So if you want to use a shield and the Sentinel armor, you might want to go pistols. It's kind of, I'm thinking maybe. It does do 50 stun, which is not bad. And it's pretty accurate. But plus 10% on 17 is like less of a difference, right? Plus 10% is only bringing it up to 19% time units, which is kind of not so bad. So maybe I'll build a couple of those. We do have the sniper rifles. I don't know if I like these either. I've looked at them a little bit before. The problem is mostly the low ammo capacity, and I don't think they do as much stun damage as a rifle. And the rifle's pretty accurate anyway. And the ammo for these is very heavy. Like, it's 4 kilograms per reload. So you can't bring a ton of reloads. So, I mean, it might be worth it. I don't know, 130... You can only fire it once. There's no way to fire it twice at all, I don't think. Even with Direwolf. Direwolf is what, minus 20%? Oh, it's close, but I don't think it's quite enough. You're still a little over 50% cost, I think. Because 60 60 minus 20% would be 50 on the dot. So you're probably at like 51% to fire this with a snapshot, which means you can't fire it twice ever. You just get a more accurate or less accurate shot. So firing it once at long range could do, 130 stun damage, or you could move up and fire this 3 times, and that would be 65 times 3, so 195? Yeah. 195 is like 50% more, and if you're lucky, you don't have to move at all. You could fire it twice and do double that, assuming they hit, and assuming this hits. But like the main thing is like super long range sniping, and it's just you need a map with a nice long open area and no way to move up and hit it with a rifle, because the rifle's better most of the time, but the sniper's better in specific situations, I think. Finally, Electron Cannon should be, I think, a straight upgrade to the Shock Cannon. So some of these are just straight upgrades, but the Sniper's the new one, right? So it's a little different. So the Electron Cannon does 90 stun, 300 EMP compared to the old one, which did 50 and 240. So it's almost double the stun damage and a bit more EMP, but it's way more range too. This guy was only 10 range. Like, it seems like Electron, the main thing is long range. Yeah, this goes from 10 to 24. Like, this seems good. Also, congrats for the big dice roll there, Lone Grim. That's maybe our second jackpot ever, I think. Pretty nice. Enjoy them Ankylo points. So yeah, I think we'll want cannons, assuming we can afford the energy cores and ballistic cores. It only has 2 ammo, but longer range should be good against Androns, especially if you're wearing power armor. At least that's the theory. So I will queue up, assuming we have the right kind of. It's not cheap. We're running low on energy cores, but we could build 2, or we could build those pistols. We're basically running out of energy cores now. Priority. What's the priority? Eight plus 7 would fit. So we could go 1 energy cannon and 2 pistols. And we can probably build more. It's just a matter of, like, we've got to do some more disassembly if we've got the right weapons. Or someone else has the energy cores. Maybe. But we do need to do some more missions either way. But that's, like, lower priority. We want to get this armor first no matter what. B team, let's see if you've got any spare cores. You just did a Sizen mission, so you definitely have access to more cores, should you be running low. They've got more anyway, slightly. 14, 18, 22. So they can make exactly the 2 pair that I was thinking. And a lot of these are just more for experimentation than I'm sure that they will be a good answer. It's hard to say. I mean, I don't know. C team actually has all the energy cores. Let's send some energy cores back to A team, and then I won't have to worry about it. A team sends all their Elenium to C team, so it's fair is fair. Then we can build the extra cannon. They just need 7. So generous. Oh, they're running low on ballistic, though. Actually, they're going to run out of ballistic. We'll have to trade. Alright, so a little bit of a trade here. C team transfers to A team some energy cores, because apparently they had extra. We'll give them 20 pack. And then A team will transfer to C team some ballistic cores, because they've got tons of ballistic cores. Look at that, sharing. Alright, good. So much to research, so much to build. And eventually we have to do some missions. Don't forget, there are aliens we need to do missions for. 12 more Alenium in B team needed for the final Ripper, I think. I think we can spare it. No, I mean, we don't need to necessarily have 4 Rippers, but I like it. So, Alenium. Yeah, we're definitely getting low. Let's give them like 16. They actually only need like 1 more, but... I'm just glad we had enough resources to make the majority of what I wanted. Okay, Ripper is complete. Ripper is completing. Sentinel won't take too long. And just as a... let's get pink. it doesn't really look all that awesome. I will admit, the Direwolf armor is maybe not the prettiest of armor. It's a little splotchy and gross. But it's going to be real good on snipers. And I'd like to build a couple more at least. Right now we'll have 4 Rippers. So much armor. This is kind of what I'm thinking right now. 4 Rippers. Probably 2 people with... I haven't built any yet, but 2 Sentinels. That'd be 4, 6, and then that means we'll need 4 Direwolf to get everyone at least in Phase 3 armor. So I should probably queue up 2 more Direwolves. Assuming, you know, we have the stuff. And that'll be 10 suits of armor for every base. The Advent armor, yeah. I'm not sure what, like, just to be fair here, I don't really know for sure if this is the... Well, I mean, I'm sure it's not. Like, I don't know what the most optimal distribution of armor would be right now. We're running low on alloys, too, here. We'll see. I think A-Team has a lot of alloys. We'll spread those out a little bit as we burn through them. But for now, at least everyone will have some tier 2 armor, and then we can build backups, and you know we'll figure stuff out as we test them out, which we will need to do some testing. Alloys, eh? Well, we'll send what we can spare. Bet you didn't think we would run out of our alloys so quick. 30 suits of armor is not cheap. This is one of the downsides of having 3 teams for sure. If you try to get by with just the one, well, maybe 2 teams, it'd be a lot easier to gear them out. EMP grenades and EMP rockets. Okay. Fusion's tech is still coming. EMP explosive is coming. Let's see. Hyperdrive sounds important as well for some things. This song can probably go die in a fire. Would a flying sniper be good? Well... The problem I have with that idea, although that's not... Like, you can't shoot while you're flying, but you could fly to a good spot with good vision, theoretically. But Sentinel doesn't provide an aim bonus, and it makes shooting more difficult. It actually makes things harder for a sniper. You've got good vision, and you can fly, but it's plus 10% per shot, and unlike the Direwolf, you don't get the plus 25 accuracy. And although this decreases your TUs... If you're not moving, you can fire a lot of shots in a row, which is really nice. I'm pretty sure this is meant to be your sniper rifleman armor. This is your scout flying armor, and then this is your heavy tanking armor. Hey there, Dave. Fancy new armor. Yeah, it's definitely a chance to survive. At least twice the chance you used to have. Instead of a 1% chance, it's a 2% chance. Hey, upgraded charges. Okay, we'll look at those, because we got 3 new EMP explosives. I'm going to say the fusion reactor is the biggest priority right now. So, grenades and rockets. So, EMP explosive tech. Where is it? This guy. EMP grenade no longer does stun damage. Now, to be fair, I never had much success with shock grenade stun damage stunning much, but it doesn't do that at all. It is only EMP, but 200 EMP is quite a lot, so that might be good against robots. Well, it should be good against robots. But, like I said, I wasn't very impressed with the shock grenade, so I'm not holding up a whole lot of hope for the EMP grenade. I was more impressed with the shock rocket, which did 200 EMP. So now the EMP grenade does as much damage as the shock rocket did. But now we can do the EMP rocket, which is 400 rocks. 400 EMP. So I think that sounds high enough to be good. 400 EMP damage is a heck of a lot. And it's a huge explosive radius, 4.5. It's even a larger radius than the shock rocket. So, that, I'm more interested in that than the grenade. And finally, there's this bad boy. 600 EMP damage is crazy. It doesn't stun things. So, what we were doing in the past was using the shock charge to do, gas. Oh, wait, does it still? No. Even the gas at the bottom, you might not be able to see it very often with all the scrolling text, but at the bottom it says gas damage, energy, stun, 0. Whereas this thing was gas damage, energy 5, stun 310. So this is still our biggest, like, stun grenade in terms of energy stun damage. This is purely for killing robots. Only EMP damage. So it's kind of less important. I would say I don't care. It's also as big as a gun. Yeah, we can't move it because we didn't build any, but it's... This thing was the size of a med pack. This is even bigger, so it's kind of hard to carry around. I'm not too worried about that, but I think the rockets for sure. So speaking of rockets for sure, how much do they cost? Just alloys. So we're going to start building a few of them. That's actually an even bigger bonus. Yeah. They're cheaper than the shock rockets. I guess it's because they don't stun things, and the game... I bet you the modders were trying to make weapons that can stun and capture biologicals difficult to manufacture, whereas EMPs are only for robots, so it's cheaper. Just throw the microwave at them, yeah. Anyway, we can still have shock rockets for captures if we want, but if we're fighting robots, we don't capture anyway, so we just want to kill them. So I think we'll be able to make a nice anti-andron rocketeer with those, because they're pretty... It's not, like, free, but 2 alloys per rocket is cheap enough that I'm not too worried about it, but I was thinking 3 alloys and 2 alenium was pretty expensive for a rocket. Okay, so that was good to know. Researchers are researching. We'll have more researchers soon enough as well. We're going to run out of things to research, but... Okay, I think before I get into more weapons, I'd like to finish my full set of armor, if we can. Here's the engineers. Oh, yeah. Not just 60, but 75. That shaves another 2 hours off. That might be a bit of a... Usually when you hit go to base, it takes you to the screen. Like, if you finish the research, it takes you to the research screen. If you finish the construction, it takes you to the construction screen. Hiring engineers doesn't take you to the engineer screen. That's kind of weird. Another near-perfect jackpot on the dice game. Wow. Also, scientists are coming in. We'll assign them. So an extra... I think the fusion reactor... You can perhaps guess what fusion tech will give us. Oh, yeah. You max out, unfortunately, at 90. Or 99, that is. Yeah, we did not need the additional 30 scientists. But seeing as, you know, we've got our cool future base, we might as well hire them. It doesn't cost that much. Oh, come on. Just another day or so and we're good. Alright. So what weapons do we prioritize? I think we'll just start at the top. I'm not too worried about getting all of this stuff done before the next mission. We're ready for another wave of UFOs. Or soon. As these finish up. Can probably... Actually, that makes sense. Even more... Like, mostly because we can build the EMP rocket so quickly, we can definitely build these before any Androns show up. It's been a very lucky Friday, that's for sure. Alright, then... SMGs are next. Direwolf, rockets, Goss, that should give us a bit of time. Oh, alloys. Oh, even the Goss tech uses alloys. Yeah, that's a problem. We might be at the limit. We might be at the limit here. Maybe I should have prioritized the Electron ones. I don't know. They still use a lot of alloys too. Alloy shortage, finally. We have a bunch of Robo Reapers, so we can get 2 alloys for each of them. And we can get... We can get a couple more alloys. We might be just running out, though. It's fine. I think I built the stuff I really wanted, though. 38. We'll send you another 14, let's say. And how's the C team doing for alloys? But we're right scraping the bottom of the barrel now. Yeah. We'll build as much as we can, and then we'll switch back to disassembling, I guess. And starting to do some missions. Definitely doing missions next time. I skipped enough. I skipped possibly more than I should have. But it'll be much easier now. So we've got 13 alloys left. We can build the 2 shotguns, but then we can't build the cannons yet. How much do the cannons cost? Boy, they're pretty expensive. Alright. We'll save the electron weapons for more alloys in the future. Fusion reactor. I probably need more alloys for what this is going to lead to as well. So we already know about the Singularity core, but the fusion reactor seems to be pretty awesome as well. So there's some, there's some techno speak in here. Little miniature fusion reactor. Lots of power. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, mechs, Hyperions, fusion explosives. That all sounds amazing. Mechs we won't be able to build right now because we need alenium and alloys. Hyperions we probably won't be able to build right now because alenium and alloys, but oh, flying tanks. And I guess we may as well start with the fusion tech. It's gonna lead to torpedoes and stuff that we do want. And also can't build. Okay, A-team. Do I want to prioritize any of those? What are we looking at for core situation? 3774. Cores are fine. We're down to 10 alloys. Basically out, is what I'm seeing. Let's get a couple extra alloys. If you got them, right? Goss SMG. I assume similar situation here. Totally out of alloys. Okay. We've got a couple power sources. We haven't finished the research into disassembling the reactor. That'll give us some more potential alloys in alenium. Other than that, there actually isn't a lot of ways to get alloys right now, or alenium, other than like doing missions. If we have some spare data cores, we could disassemble them for a little bit. Or if we find the right kind of Reaper, like This is not a ton, but we might as well get it right now, right? And this is even worse. But, sure. Squeeze as much as we can. Check for UFOs. Okay, that's good. And then check for Reapers. At least the Tier 2 Reapers give you, or the Tier 3 Reapers give us 2 alloys per Robo Reaper. I didn't think I'd ever be disassembling the Robo Reapers because they're kind of a waste of time. But they are much quicker to disassemble with our new base, so, like, I can see it a little bit better now. C-Team, out of alloys as well. Not anything unusual. No power sources here. So we go check if we've done any missions, which we probably haven't. Oh no, we got a cruiser.
Don't you think that...
Not necessary, thank you, song. And hey, disassembling those UFOs will give us some potential aircraft parts. Alright, well now I'm a little bit excited about our next mission. Because now we've got the full armor upgrades. There's still more things to build, but now I'm feeling like, you know, it's not like the missions are going to be easy, but now we've got Tier 3 armor at long last. It should make a pretty big difference. We're starting to run out of things or materials to build with, so I'm just checking for if there's anything laying around. But we might be done. We might have ran out with A-Team here. Kind of looks like we did run out. Well, sure, one of those. But I think, yeah, we should have done that mission. I'm joking. If we had done the last A-Team mission, we would have had some things for them to do, but this is fine. I'm not really worried. I'm just checking if there's anything, but this is fine. We're good for the next wave of UFOs. That's what I want now anyway. A-Team is just on break until we get more, or, well, we actually did get some alloys, right? Hold on. Contradict myself again. They've got 31 alloys. Might as well spend them, right? Oh, they got this Praetorian sitting around. Let's get rid of him. Scary having them alive, you know. You don't want those living in your base. Alright, does C-Team have enough to build anything? They've got 19 alloys, so we can build, like... Well, we can build both the cannons. I don't know. Phase 4 production is going to be spicy. We're going to definitely need to do some farming in Tier 3, no doubt about it. We want to be, like, when Phase 4 hits, we're going to want to be, like, better stocked up than we were this time. And I skipped a lot of missions, so it is how it goes. What do I think is more important, a cannon or a pistol? I think we've got a lot of Ripper armor, so having the cannons might be slightly better. Really? 2 hours? Seriously, engineers, how do you work so fast? Most weapons take like a whole day. Those took like an hour each. Alright, so C-Team is now getting to the end of their work orders. We'll just do a quick scan through here. I know this is getting to be a long episode for the future tubers, but I'd like to end right as we get the next batch of UFOs. If possible. Looks like we might not have a whole lot for C-Team. I mean, it's no surprise. Oh, look! 4 more energy cores just sitting there. 2 more energy cores. I haven't been checking for, captured stuff either very well. I keep forgetting about Xenomorphs. I always forget about Xenomorphs. Shouldn't have tier 2 neutron or dark right now. We catch any Xenomorphs recently? How about B team? Did you guys catch any Xenomorphs? Nothing recently. Okay. Fusion! Let there be light. So, we could read all about fusion technology. This is not really fusion tech, it's just fusion explosives. Now we can make fusion bombs. So somebody set us up the bomb for real. We can apparently make fusion explosions now with no radiation. And, yeah, we'll get a full new suite of explosives, which is all very good. So, fusion grenade. We probably don't need to, like, go all in on it. Fusion rocket. Let's say, let's just... No, this is fine. We'll go 40, 40, and 10 can work on a smoke grenade, because I will want that smoke grenade. Better smoke grenade, better grenade, better rockets. All sound good. Alright, and then the engineers can just wait and see if there's any good grenades they can build for cheap. Although we could learn about alien hyperdrives while we're at it. So I assume this is for space travel more so than terrestrial travel, jumping through hyperspace. Maybe this will be important later on. You never know. Now we know what this building is inside the UFO. It's a hyperdrive. The big, massive UFOs. They don't really know how it works, but we sort of know how the machine works at least, right? After the war is over. The idea is, if you read all of that, we're trying to find a way to disable the aliens' hyperdrive so they can't use hyperdrive to get to Earth. That's like the priority right now. Stop the invasion. Simple as that. We actually could get some alloys out of this if we do that research. The reactor, just like the power source, will give us some access to alenium and alloys. All right, B team finished up their alloy production. Let's see, they could build actually a couple at least. Let's get those shotguns. They might be able to afford the shotguns and like one of the electron weapons. But I think A team is out, and I'm not going to transfer too much more around right now. Well, I say that. They can finish. They could finish the cannons. Yeah, last time I said I prioritize the cannons over the pistols, and I stick to my decisions. So that's it for A team for now. Just like C team, we're saving the pistols till we get more alloys and stuff. But that didn't take very long. Fusion grenades, and also fusion rockets. Let's continue the fusion tech, of course. So, we probably want to build some of these, seeing as our engineers are just building everything. In the past, we've made do with plasma grenades that did 125 and a radius of 2.5, or if we want to spend alenium, advanced, which was 150 and a 3.5 range. The fusion, though, is 165, so the largest incendiary grenade damage, the largest like explosive damage we've seen yet. It beats the advanced one, basically. A standard rule of thumb. It was the same thing with alenium. The basic plasma beat the advanced alenium, and then the basic fusion beats the advanced plasma. It also got the 3 little dots on there. Looks pretty spooky. So yeah, it's not quite have. It doesn't quite have the radius of effect. It's only a 2.5 instead of a 3.5 compared to the advanced, but it's fine. We definitely want to replace our old plasma grenades with those. And somewhere in here should be a HE fusion rocket. So we don't use the plasma, we don't use the heavy explosives very often, but when you want to blow something up at range, this is the way to do it. 330 damage, 4.0 radius, 150 It's even bigger than the plasma rocket that did 250 damage. This is up to 400, or sorry, 330. That's still a lot. We don't have the AP rocket version yet, but I assumedly we'll get that at some point. And yeah, I mean, I don't see any reason not to start building those either, unless we can't. But it takes an alloy. Oh no! See, plasma grenades did not take any resources. Fusion grenades take resources, so we can't get any really just yet. And then fusion rockets, same thing. So unfortunately, there's a downside. We need a lot of alloys, even for consumables, which means I won't use them very often. Until we have hundreds of spare alloys, I can't see myself building a whole huge stash of these. It's too bad. Because there's other reusable weapons I want to build before the consumable weapons. Hopefully smoke grenades are free? We'll see. We'll get the heavy flash. I never even used my tier 2 flash grenades. So, upgrading our smoke. Previous smoke grenades, the main thing was radius 4 and 25 accuracy penalty per tile of smoke. Now it is radius 4.5 and 33% accuracy per smoke. It dissipates at the same speed, I think. Actually, it dissipates slower. So instead of 25% chance per turn of losing the smoke in the tile, now it's down to 20%. So it should last a bit longer. It's bigger. It reduces accuracy even more. But can we build them? Not for free, and that's a big difference there. So sadly, the tier 3 grenade tech, you gotta have a lot of spare alloys. I'm not super happy about it, but I wish there was a way for us to construct our own alloys like the original game, because I don't mind, now that we're in phase 3, we've got a super base and all this stuff, I don't mind that technology gets more expensive as you go further down the tech tree. But we don't really have, I think we should have a way of creating our own alloys. You know, the original XCOM had it. We should have a way of manufacturing. It should cost money. Like, we need a way to spend our money. Make me spend money to build alloys and use it in other resources. That would be better. Not to get hypercritical, but, you know. We still have some alloys here. Oh, right, for the cannon. Sorry. Reusable weapons take priority. Well, any second now, we'll get some more UFOs, I expect. Well, we might get some alloys out of these. 4 and 7 from every reactor. So, if we did a good job in phase 2 and didn't destroy all the reactors, we'll have some more resources. Well, let's have a look at the Hyperion at least. That sounds fun. So, disassembly reactor. We have 6 here. That's not a bad stash, though. On B team, 6 as well. Gives you an idea of how many spare UFOs I did in the middle of phase 2 that we just kept the reactors for each base. Now, sometimes they exploded, but, you know, we could have had a lot more if we did all the missions. Well, here we go. It's time for... crap. Wait, it's only a tier 2 battleship, not crap. Not bad. We're lucky. Very fortunate. Well, we could, we just did one of these. We'll probably want to do these missions, though. Alright, it's been a very long episode of tech and engineering. Future tubers, we're going to end the episode here. Next time, we're going to do the air combat, because that'll take a few minutes. And we'll figure out what missions we want to do and figure that all out. If you could disassemble old weapons for alloys, that would be pretty nice too, actually. Even if you only got half back, that'd be pretty sweet. That would be another nice option. Anyway, thanks for watching, Future Tubers. Hope you guys have enjoyed, and I will see you next time for actual mission time, now that we did all the tech. Hopefully the armors win it.